Now that Disney has lost its motion to dismiss the case that Gina Carano has brought against them, Gina Carano is ready to enter the evidentiary phase of her lawsuit against the House of Mouse, and she dropped some names. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side. Hi everyone, my name is Jacob Airy. Welcome to the StudioJake vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, share it out to all your friends. If you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell so you get notifications when I drop a new video, and consider becoming a channel member. Gina Carano is not done fighting, and I'm thankful for that. As much as I admire the Disney of the past, everyone knows I'm a big fan of Walt Disney himself. I am happy that someone is finally taking Disney to task for all of their woke remakes, for all of their recastings, for all of their gender and race swapping. Finally, someone is holding them accountable for what they are doing. The board won't do it. I'm glad it's a powerhouse like Gina Carano. And as I stated in my opening, she has recently passed the phase where Disney had filed this ridiculous motion to dismiss against her, but a judge has moved it forward. They have rejected the motion to dismiss, and so now they get to enter what's called, well, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't want to describe it, but basically they're starting to subpoena people and gather evidence. So this is according to Bounding into Comics. Gina v. Disney lawsuit. The Mandalorian actress names Kathleen Kennedy, Bob Chapek, and Pedro Pascal as potential witnesses for upcoming wrongful termination trial. Former The Mandalorian actress Gina Carano has named a number of Disney big shots, including CEO Bob Chapek and Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy as potential witnesses in her upcoming court battle with the House of Mouse. So remember, Bob Iger had retired, but he stayed chairman of the board onto Disney. But then Bob Chapek came along. He caved to the woke people. At first, he acted like he was going to stand up to them, but then they held him hostage basically because of their dispute with Florida. So they got rid of him and they brought Bob Iger back, who was only supposed to be back for 2 years, but he seems to be latching on like a barnacle. So continuing on with Bounding into Comics, said big shots were made party to Carano's wrongful termination lawsuit courtesy of a January 26 filing made by the actress's legal team with the United States Central California District Court. Therein summarizing the information they were currently seeking to bring to trial, Carano's attorneys provided the LA district judge overseeing the case, the Honorable Sherilyn Peace Garnett. I don't understand why we call judges honorable. We don't know if they're honorable yet. Anyway, with a list of witnesses they were considering calling upon to testify regarding her complaint. These potential witnesses include survival television host Bear Grylls, who hosted the actress on an episode of his Running Wild with Bear Grylls Nat Geo show, which itself was ultimately pulled by Disney after Carano was fired. The United Talent Agency, who represented Carano until her firing from The Mandalorian. PR firm IDPR, who likewise dropped Carano after she was cut from The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian creator Jon Favreau. The Mandalorian star Pedro Pascal, whose lack of punishment after his public insulting of American conservatives Carano is pointing to as proof that she was treated unfairly. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy, Disney CEO, or it should say former Disney CEO Bob Chapek, Lucasfilm publicist Lynn Hale, as well as Carano herself. Further, Carano attorneys also provided a preliminary list of which specific documents they are looking for either side to produce as part of the trial's discovery process. These requested items include social media posts from Gina Carano, communications between and or among employees of Disney and or their subsidiaries, contractors, or other related entities related to Carano's social media posts, Carano's contracts with Disney, communication between Disney, including its employees or agents, and Carano's former talent agency publicist and manager, communication between Disney, including employees or agents, and other movie show producers concerning Carano and other damages Carano suffered as a result of lost work due to such communications, documents showing plans for Rangers of the New Republic series, as well as other series or movies in which Carano would have had a role, documents showing compensation Carano would have earned had Disney not unlawfully terminated her promised projects, including but not limited to future seasons of The Mandalorian, Rangers of the New Republic, and Star Wars films that were to include the character Cara Dune, social media posts made by Pedro Pascal, Mark Hamill, or other similarly situated employees or actors, documents related to Disney's treatment of similarly situated male employees or actors, documents or communications related to Disney's public statements regarding plaintiff's termination, documents or communication relating to Disney's social media policies for employees, documents or communications relating to Disney's diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and policies, documents or communications related to Disney's decision to terminate or dissociate from Carano and the reason for that decision. Notably, this is where the meat of the trial will produce itself, as regardless of who eventually wins, the fact that Disney's internal uncensored discussions regarding their purported values will be entered into public record for all to read will no doubt end up turning into a PR nightmare for the House of Mouse. Now, I want you to go to boundingintocomics.com and finish reading the article for yourself, but that's the meat of what I wanted to talk about. Kathleen Kennedy loves to make this big show about, the Force is female and we're going to not focus on Luke Skywalker anymore. Fade in. She makes this big deal about how she supports strong women. But what she actually means, Kathleen Kennedy, British women who are probably gay. That's the big joke from South Park, right? Put a chick in it and make it gay and lame, right? That's what Kathleen Kennedy has done. That's what she will continue to do as long as she's the head of Lucasfilm. Now, I don't know what she has on the board, what she has on Bob Iger, what she has on the people at Lucasfilm. The fact that this woman still has a job just boggles my mind. It's got to be something pretty juicy if she continues to keep getting these contract extensions despite the massive losses that Disney Star Wars has made since, I guess, The Last Jedi, right? Because we saw how The Force Awakens made $1 billion at the box office, right? But then the returns got less and less with each entry to the sequel trilogy. And with Rogue One being an exception, their projects started to lose money, especially on Disney Plus. The streaming service has been an abject failure for the House of Mouse. And it is all thanks to both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek's twisted vision on what Disney Plus should have been. Disney Plus should not have been a streaming service where they were pushing new content, because it's obviously not attracting new audience members. It was supposed to be a vault where people could go in and watch the things that they love. They could go back and watch classic Star Wars or classic Disney princess movies, or if you're a guy, you want to watch Tarzan or The Lion King or Treasure Planet, something like that. Instead, they turned it into, hey, let's push out all of these Marvel and Star Wars projects that we know wouldn't actually do good on ABC or on the Disney Channel, right? So we're going to push all this out here, and it didn't work. It was a failure. And Bob Iger has pretty much admitted as such. He says they're going to scale back their operations on Disney Plus. Now, in regards to Gina Carano, every time I do a video about Gina Carano, I always get these chuds in the comments who will compare her and say she did worse than, say, Jack Black. So Jack Black, he's on stage. His Tenacious D partner makes a joke about the attempted slaying of former President Donald Trump. Jack Black laughs right along with him. And then later he backtracks a little bit. Mark Hamill constantly spewing hate against people he disagrees with politically all the time. He still has a job. Jack Black still has a job. But Gina Carano, she merely says beep bop boop in her pronouns area in her bio because she did it because people are trying to say she had to do it. No, she doesn't have to do it. No one can force you to do anything. So she made fun of that. She didn't make fun of any other people group, and to say otherwise is a lie. And also her post, she wasn't comparing a particular group of politicos to what happened in World War II with the Jewish community. She didn't do that. She said this is how it started. Neighbors attacking neighbors. And we need to stop doing that. We need to come together. It was a unifying message. But no, Jack Black gets to laugh right along with a joke making fun of the potential death of a human being, right? He gets to laugh right along. Jeff Bridges gets to go on, white dudes for Kamala. You can tell he just had his soy mocha latte. Same with Sean Astin. Sean Astin, by the way, I'm very disappointed you with a pathetic display that was. And, they get to disparage the other side all they want to. But no, Gina Carano gets selected. Why? It's not because Gina Carano did anything wrong. That was the excuse. That was the lie. That was the propaganda that Disney told, that Kathleen Kennedy told. What actually happened was Kathleen Kennedy doesn't like Gina Carano. Gina Carano is an actual strong female, right? She's an athlete. She was a championship MMA fighter. Then she became a movie star. She literally picked herself up by her bootstraps and rose, and with help from her family. But I'm just saying she actually made her own accomplishments in her life. Kathleen Kennedy has been handed everything to her ever since she was bringing Steven Spielberg coffee. She just clawed her way to the top through social climbing, through her marriage, through blackmail, probably, allegedly. I'm joking about that. Stepping on heads as she went. Gina Carano is a self-made woman. Kathleen Kennedy is a Nepo baby. That's why Kathleen Kennedy always wants to push these things. That's why she fired Gina Carano. It was nothing more than a petty, obtuse insult to the fans of Star Wars, but more importantly, it was a way to wreck Gina Carano's career. And fortunately, Gina Carano is thriving, especially since Elon Musk is helping pay for this lawsuit. I think that is fantastic. It's the best thing Elon Musk has ever done besides SpaceX. So I look forward to see what's going to come out in Discovery, what's going to come out in the evidentiary hearing, because the House of Mouse has officially been put on blast. If you liked that video, be sure to give it a like, share it out to all your friends, leave me a comment, tell me what you think, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell so you get notifications whenever I post a new video, and consider becoming a channel member where you get all kinds of exclusive perks that I'm still building out. So keep updated for that, but please consider becoming a channel member. If you don't want to support me on Big Tech, I don't blame you. You could be watching somewhere else or even here on YouTube, but you're like, I don't want to give money to Big Tech. That's okay. Click on the links to my locals community. It's in the description. It's where you can go and you can give me tips for articles that I've published, as well as sign up for a monthly subscription. It helps out small indie creators like myself. Or you can purchase my new book, Blessed Child. You can search for it on Amazon. You can get it in ebook, paperback, or hardcover editions. It really helps me out. Thank you so much. Once again, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.
'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die.